Hey everyone, Jake here for American Trucks, and in this video we're taking a look at the HD replacement front bumper fitting 2010 to 2018 Ram 2500s and 3500s. If a bull bar or a regular grill guard just isn't quite enough for you, you're gonna like this setup. This goes beyond just a new bumper or even a grill guard and gives you the best of both worlds in one heavy-duty package that's gonna work hard and make a big statement. Unlike a lot of other bumpers or even grill guards, this setup takes the best of both worlds and combines them into one, frankly, gigantic statement piece for the front end of your truck. The HD in the name is no mistake either. You get a traditional type of grill guard with the mesh covering the center of the factory grill and crossbars in front of that for even more protection. Plus, you've got these big flat uprights and headlight covers too, so everything on the front end is protected. But underneath of that is this big old section of diamond plate that makes up your front bumper, and that integrates with the big crossbeam in the grill guard. Now this thing is just absolutely massive, and it's going to cover the entirety of the lower front end, so safe to say this is going to give your truck a lot of additional protection, not to mention the aggressive looks that it imbues it with. But there's a bit more here than meets the eye. Now this has got provisions for your front parking sensors right down here, and even fog lights if your truck came so equipped. And you can keep your original tow hooks as well without having to modify the bumper. And in case you need to do some additional hauling or pulling or anything, there's a receiver for a ball mount right here front and center as well. So you can add additional racks or be able to pull from the front of the truck pretty easily. So it keeps all of your factory functionality intact, but it adds even a little bit more. Construction here is all stainless steel, which has been e-coated and then powder coated over top of that in this nice gloss black for a clean look and additional protection against rust and corrosion. Again, you've got that diamond plating going on down here for the bottom, and this is all one big piece. As you see it on the table is how it comes to you. So everything is welded together, making it a really solid setup, and it will 100% be able to handle pretty much whatever you can think to throw at it. Pricing comes in at about $1,400 for this one, and that does put it a bit more on the expensive side as compared to other bumpers or grill guards. But as far as setups that include both of those things, this is a really good value, and for the protection it can provide, you really can't go wrong. Installation is going to get a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and you should plan on the job taking you around 2 hours to complete. Now everything you need is included in the box, even the wiring harness adapters you need for the parking sensors since you need to extend those. This is also designed to be a totally bolt-on installation, so you don't need to do any modifications to the truck itself. However, this is obviously a very large piece, so plan on asking for a hand or maybe even 2 to help you get this mounted up. It's going to be much safer and much easier for you that way. And to show you what you've got to do now to get this installed in your truck, let's head on out to the shop.
For this install, you need a 3/8 impact and ratchet, a 24, 19, 18, and 10mm socket, 3/8 extension, a 15/16, a 19 and 18mm wrench, a clip removal tool, and also a table or friends to help you lift the bumper. All right, today we're going to be installing a bumper on our Ram 2500, so let's get started. So to get our bumper off, we need to take our grill off. To do that, we need to remove our factory radiator shroud. So you can either use the clip removal tool and take all the clips off, going all the way across, but these are actually pretty easy, so you can just lift up with your hands on them and pull them off. Just work your way across. And then just lift it straight up out of the way. Now we're going to take our grill off, so we have 4 10mm bolts going all the way across. You'll see our middle tabs are broken, so we don't need to take those out. We're going to grab our ratchet 10mm socket and take the 2 on the ends out. Once that's out of the way, it's going to release on the bottom. There should be a couple tabs holding it in. Pull it out. So on the inside of the bumper, behind where the grill is, you'll see that you have your lower shroud attached. We're going to grab our clip removal tool and just pop them out of the bumper. You can just tuck that out of the way. Now we're going to come on the inside of the bumper. You'll see 2 nuts holding up the main bumper here. So they are just bolt plates going through the other side. We're going to take these 2 19mm nuts off, both sides, and then we'll get a buddy to help us get this bumper off. So grab a ratchet and a 19mm socket, zip these off. Just make sure on the other side the bolt plate doesn't push out. Starting to on this side. Go ahead and take the nuts off the other side, and then we'll get these bolt plates out of the way and get our bumper off. Now we need to attach our bracket to our frame, so we need to take this lower piece off here first. So I'm gonna grab my impact and 24mm socket and a 15/16 wrench to hold the head and take those off. Take our bolts out and set this aside. Now our brackets are the same for either side. They're going to mount on the outside of the frame here, just like so. So we're gonna be using our factory hardware, the bolts that we just took off, and then our factory bolt plates. So we'll get our bolt plate in here just to help hold it in place. Thread those nuts on the back side. And the bolts we just took off, get through the back. And go ahead and tighten those back bolts down. Same tools that we just used. And grab our 18mm socket and tighten the nuts down on the bolt plate. And go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So now we can get our grill back into place. Just gonna line up all the tabs and put our 2 bolts back in. Remember, you would have 4 at the top, our 2 are broken. So we're just gonna grab our ratchet 10mm socket and tighten those 2 down. And then while we're here, we can put our rad cover back on. Just line up all of the push clips. And then we are good to put our bumper on. Before we go get our bumper and get that put on, I just want to talk about the hardware. So you'll see have a bolt with a flat washer that's going to go through our bumper, then through this bracket. And on the back side, we're going to do another flat washer and then our locking nut. There are 4 on either side. Now the bumper is extremely heavy, so we are going to be getting a table that helps us lift it up into place. If you need to, if you're doing this at home, grab a few buddies because it will be very heavy and awkward. All right, so we have our bumpers lined up with our brackets. We're gonna put our bolts through. Our flat washer and locking nut. Do that in all 4 spots. And then the 2 on the other side. Then we will grab our ratchet and our 19mm socket on the nut and an 18mm wrench on the head, tighten them down. On the inside, you're going to need to flip the sockets, so you're going to need to grab an 18mm socket on the head and a 19mm wrench on the nut. All right, and then just tighten the inside down. All right, now you go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Now we just have to put our plugs in since we do not have any front parking sensors, so they are supplied. Just line them up in the back, push it forward till it gets about flush. Let's go ahead and do that for the rest of the plugs on the bumper. Now we just need to take our factory tow hooks off of our factory bumper. So we're gonna grab our impact with a short extension, an 18mm socket, and an 18mm wrench to hold the backside, and take those 4 bolts off. Now that all the nuts are off, just pull that straight out. Go ahead and do the same thing with the other side. So the same hardware that we just took out, we're going to install our hook onto our new bumper with. And get that in place. Put our nuts on the back side. All right, and we use the same tools to tighten them down. Impact, short extension, 18mm socket, and an 18mm wrench. All right, you can go ahead and reinstall the other one the same way. And that wraps up our install of our HD replacement front bumper for a 2010 to 2018 Ram 2500. And remember, for everything Ram, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.